All right, the last thing for 10.4 is doing the average daily balance method for a credit card. What you have to pretend that you're doing here, and if you want to take the time to do it all, that's fine. I'll show you a little bit of a shortcut. Is what you are doing is you are calculating how much is on your credit card statement or your balance every single day of the month. So if you could make it a calendar and write the amount down based on if you've added or subtracted that day or stayed the same as the previous day, you would write out the amount on every single day and then find the average. They should technically call this the mean daily balance, but they don't. They call it the average daily balance. So you're going to find the mean of all of those days. So you're adding 30 or 31 or 28 days all together, depending on which month you're in, and then dividing by how many days it is. So it's really, really long. So what we do instead of figuring out each day is there's chunks of days, because unless you put something on your credit card every single day, you will have days that are the same. So instead of having to make a whole calendar, you just work on chunks of time. So here's how it looks. So we're going to do number 30 on page 605. So the first thing it asks us to do is to find the average daily balance. So again, your balance on one day is going to be more than the next, and then 5 days later it's going to change, so on and so forth. So we're finding the average daily balance. So here's how it works. We're starting on March 23rd, and we go to March 26th because their first transaction happens on March 26th. So for those days, 23rd, 24th, and 25th, here's the weird part, okay? Because on the 26th it changes. So again, some people put a 25 here instead of a 26, but I'm going to show you why. No, we're going to put 25 just to be safe. But what you have to realize is you can't do 25 minus 23. You have to know that that's 3 days, because the 23rd, 24th, and 25th is 3 days. So it's kind of up to you how you want to do that. Some people put 26th here and 26th here. It just looks weird. So it's up to you. Okay, so anyway, the balance is what you had left over, $1578.25. Okay, so there's more than one way to do this. I like to do it this way. I like to just figure out my balance all the way down and then go from there. So then on the 26th, what I do is I add $79.98. Okay, and that stays the same until the 29th, when my next transaction is. Or my next transaction is on the 30th, so, it stays the same until the 29th. Okay, so here's what it was. Now I have to add $79.98. So that gives me $1658.23. Okay, then on March 30th, what I do is I add $52.76. So I had another charge. This was $52.76. That goes until April 2nd. So this plus this, that's where I'm getting these numbers from, $1710.99. April 3rd, I finally make a payment of $250. So I get to subtract $250, and that goes until April 14th. So that gives me $1460.99. And then on April 15th, I go ahead and spend $190.52. So I need to add that on. And that takes me until April 21st. And $1651.51. All right, and last but not least, April 22nd, I pay charge another $190.85, and that goes up until April 23rd. Okay, so that gives me $1842.36. Okay, so if we made a calendar, this is what would be written on March 23rd, 24th, and 25th. This is what would be written on March 26th, 27th, 28th, and 29th. This would be written on the 30th, the 1st, and the 2nd, so on and so forth. Okay, sorry, March 31st. March has 31 days. Okay, so that's what I mean by if you wanted to write out a calendar, that's what you would have to write. You would have to write this out 3 different times, 4 different times, so on and so forth. So instead of doing that, what you do is you multiply. So this is 3 days worth. Okay, the 23rd, the 24th, and the 25th. So you can't just subtract those 2 to get 2 days. You have to count the 23rd, the 24th, and the 25th. So there's 3 days. 47, 34, 75. Okay, 26th to 29th, what you can do is you can subtract, then you need to add 1 on. Okay, that's how you get 4 days for this one. And 6, 6, 3, 2, 9, 2. Here's where it gets a little bit tricky. This is why you have to know, or you can look up on that chart the days of the year again if you want to do that. But 30, 31, 1, and 2, so another 4 days. 6, 8, 4, 3, 96. The 3rd through the 14th, so again what you can do is 14 minus 3 is 11, but you have to add 1 to get 12 days. That is that one. 1, 7, 5, 3, 1, 88. 15th through the 21st, if you subtract, you get 6 plus 1 gives you 7. 11, 5, 60. 0.57. Now here's the hard part. Technically, when you subtract this, you get 1 plus 1 will give you 2, but you actually only do 1 day because April 23rd is when it ends. So anything that happens on April 23rd doesn't get counted until the next one. So see how this is 23rd and this is 23rd. So any new stuff, if you charge or pay on the April 23rd, it would go to your next balance. So that's why it's only 1. The other thing you need to do is just to check to make sure if you add all those up, you should get 31 because there are 31 days in March. If this would have been April, this would have only added to 30. So you need to make sure your number of days adds to how many days are in that month. Okay, so 18, 42, 36. Okay, so we're finding the average. So we have to add all those together. 491. 4, 6, 44, and divide by that many days. So the average daily balance is 4914644 over 31, which ends up being 1585.37. Okay, so again, was your balance ever that much? Nope. But some days it was this much, some days it was that much, so on and so forth. So the average daily balance is that. Okay, you can't just add these and divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That doesn't work. You have to again pretend like it's a calendar. So that's where it comes in. So very tedious, obviously. Again, you don't have to do this on a test or anything, but you will have to do it for a quiz. So that's just the average daily balance. All right. Part B then wants the finance charge. So instead of using the carryover amount or the previous balance like we did earlier, this is what we use when we multiply. So this one was 1.3%, so 0.013 of the average daily balance, 1585.37. So we get 2061 is your finance charge. So then part C, your new balance that will start on April 23rd is going to be your 1585.37 plus 2061, which gives you a total of 1862.97. All right, so really long, really tedious, lots of ways to make mistakes, but that's the way you do the average daily balance, okay? I'll do one more on another video, and then that will be it for 10.4.